Hey there. Good morning. If I come across as a little tired, I work graveyard, so that's what's going on there. Well, I'll try to have enough life within me to do this commentary because I do think that some of these things I discuss are rather important. Anyway, I want to talk about those who are who were part of the left that drifted rightward over the years, or those who are on the left that people think drifted rightward. And and I'm talking about basically a lot of people who are prominent on YouTube, and I think that maybe with some of these people is opportunism. Some of these people is a misunderstanding, and I'm just going to try to make sense out of this. One person's coming up to mind is Karlyn Borysenko, and if I'm mispronouncing her name, I apologize to her. I want to confess I haven't really seen much commentary by her, but apparently there are people on the left who are kind of incensed by her, um, acting as if oh my God, she's a turncoat. She's a turncoat, and she's turned into she's one of those mega alt right types, and it just I mean it's really over the top, really over the top. As I said, I don't really know much about her content. But I, while I was on vacation, I did listen to her and Shoe0nHead, kind of talked about exchanging their ideas and trying to see where each other stand and trying to make sense out of it with the debate. And I actually thought it was an interesting debate. Um, Shoe0nHead is somebody else that people have misunderstood as being right leaning. Um, and I think that there are people on the left that gets accused of that, especially if if they're not, you know, all caught up in identity politics and engage in extreme virtue signaling and 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 the fact that they kind of crapped on her. I mean, people like Christy Smith crapped on Shoe0nHead for at one time being friends with Lauren Southern. But I digress. But so you got these YouTube commentators that yap yap yap, and everybody's sitting there and sharing the latest gossip about all that's happening. So, oh, good lord. Okay, but anyway, apparently, what's happened to Karlyn Borysen- Borysenko? She shifted from basically being a liberal, progressive type to more of a libertarian leaning, and apparently she's planning to vote for um, Donald Trump in November. And all I got to say about that is, individuals are individuals at the end of the day. Um, I'm not, I mean, I have no problem with her becoming a libertarian. I don't particularly like libertarian economics, but there are other areas of, if you want to categorize libertarianism as part of the right, there are certainly other areas of the right that's much worse than libertarianism. I think that neoconservatism, as defined by by people like Ben Shapiro and people like Mark Levin and Sean Hannity and Rush Limbaugh and Glenn Beck, I think that's probably one of the worst because it's so pro corporatist, it's pro war, and it's pro culture war on the right leaning side. Basically, social engineers of the right, and they orbit around organizations like the Heritage Foundation, for example. Um, and apparently he was on PragerU. That's the thing that's on YouTube by Dennis Prager. Now, on a side note, when it comes to Dennis Prager, of all the ideologues out of what was called movement conservatism, or the neoconservative movements out there. That's of all the people that are like the public face of that movement, especially online. I probably I well I don't agree obviously with Dennis Prager. I probably have the least amount of hostility one could have toward Dennis Prager. I mean, as I said, I Dennis Prager, I don't agree with him, but I mean, his demeanor is so damn nice that I can't I can't dislike him. But I don't agree with him. But and he's probably, I would say, I'm going to give my respect. I may get some people mad at me for saying this. I would say of all of those people out there, all the establishment neocons out there that speaks on political issues. He's the one that makes me mad the least, and actually sometimes he makes me think about some of the basic politics I believe in. But I at the end of the day, I know I'm correct, and as I said, but I mean, he's not Ben Shapiro. He's certainly not, he's certainly not Mark Levin or Steven Crowder or Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity or Glenn Beck. Thank God. I mean, because every one of them are hateful. But he runs this thing called Prager University, and apparently Karlyn Borysenko was featured in it. I kind of wish he wouldn't, because while I have a little bit of goodwill, while not agreeing with Dennis Prager, I mean, I don't have any animus toward him, but I still think that PragerU is not anything that I admire, because it's soft pedaling this movement conservatism, and I think it's sort of designed to reach across progressive minded people to tell them come to the dark side. But they tried to make it sound palatable, and then I the danger is that once you're in there, you see the dark side of that movement, and that means hobnobbing with the most awful corporatists, the most awful bloodthirsty neocons when it comes to foreign policies, and hobnobbing with with um, hardcore right wing evangelicals who favor corporatism and favor the neoconservative foreign policy stances. So I don't think that Karlyn Borysenko would fit into that criteria, but that's the danger I see. I mean, and as I said, and I'm saying this also with no animus toward Karlyn Borysenko. Um, anyway, but I was watching the video with Shoe0nHead and Borysenko, Karlyn Borysenko, and they had discussions, and she seems, as I said, she seems to be what I would categorize as a rather soft libertarian at this point. Um, but what I like to say, and I'm going to just say it real quick, I would just want to touch upon this, that if she happens to watch this video, that please, for the life of God, for the love of God, don't fall into the trap of Dave Rubin or Tim Pool, um, or Ariel Scarcella. Now, Dave Rubin used to be on the Young Turks, and I think that he was just an opportunist, and a lot of people bribed him, and he became a mouthpiece for the right. He's likable in his demeanor, but he ain't that bright, and yeah, and he's scared to have a real left wing point of view on the Rubin report. They try to paint it out like he's all about the battle of ideas. He sounds like an airhead, and then he'll have Steven Crowder and Ben Shapiro on and act like that's free thinking. Now, Jordan Peterson, don't care, indifferent, don't care. I don't see why the left get so worked up over him. Doesn't mean I support him, but I mean, who cares, Jordan Peterson? But as I said, I mean, Dave Rubin is gay, and he has Steven Crowder and has and people like um, Ben Shapiro who basically tell him in his face. And Tommy Sotomayor did the same thing too, by the way, in another show. Pretty much, and dissed on Dave Rubin. I mean, like I'm thinking to myself, dude, don't you have any self respect? I mean, but he would not have a David Packman on his show. He would not have a Kyle Kalinske or Sam Cedar on his show, and we know why, because Dave Rubin ain't that bright. Um, and Tim Pool, I mean, I would say that Tim Pool is a slightly better Dave Rubin, but he's kind of shifted toward the toward the right too. And judging by some of the programs I've seen, as I said, you know, he's correct to beat up on some of the social justice warriors aspect of the left, the regressive left, and I'm down with that. I support that, but don't do it in a way that actually legitimizes the right wing. I don't know if he's being a useful idiot or if he's being paid by people to push a narrative. Now, Ariel Scarcella, who is an LGBTQ activist, she's kind of slid down the path of Dave Rubin and Tim Pool. The only real problem I had with Ariel Scarcella is that she, judging by the commentaries I've seen, and I don't think she's as negative as a lot of the turfs out there that the what do they call trans revolutionary is it trans exclusionary revolutionary feminists, something along those lines. The 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 members of the specifically lesbian community that seem to engage in transphobia or be critical of the trans culture. I do not think she's as bad as some of the turfs I have heard over the years, but I would classify her as a soft turf. Um, and that's my real big criticism of her when it comes to some of the commentaries out there. Now, doesn't mean that I'm going to just totally diss on Ariel Scarcella. One area where Ariel Scarcella was correct, and is the issue of pedophilia. And I do not believe that the LGBTQ community are in any way, shape, or form embracing this movement. But but there are factions out there that want to have acceptance and be part of that broader community. Now, as an ugly straight man, I can tell you, I mean, I'm an ugly straight man. Um, I just my look in mirrors can create a lot of cracks and everything. Surprised this computer screen doesn't crack up right now. Um, all kidding aside, even though it's the truth, um, yeah, I mean, I do not believe for 1 second that the LGBTQ community is ready to embrace this sick mindset of pedophilia. And and if anybody ever tries to push for this acceptance, the the thing is, it would create the homophobia that exists that's kind of calmed down will start to make a nasty comeback, because there are homophobes out there that just can't wait to associate pedophilia with homosexuality. And there are homosexuals that practice it. There are straight people that practice it. It's not a sexual orientation. It is a sickness that that's in the mindset of all people, regardless of their sexual orientation. And do not, and that's my little appeal right there. It's not. I'm just an ally to LGBTQ community, not a not a fellow member. But so it's not my struggle. But I mean, I agree with Ariel Scarcella on the pedophile question, and actually, Shoe0nHead did something similar too, with regard to what they call MAPS, minor attractive persons. Oh, anyway, yeah, LGBTQ community has nothing to do with pedophilia. That's basically what I'm saying. So, anyway, I digress. But I was listening to Shoe0nHead and Karlyn Borysenko. They were having discussions, and she sounded way more reasonable. I came there to listen to it with an open mind, and I listened to the talk, and it was kind of positive, and I'm glad that she's not as right wing as I thought she was going to be. Watching the debate and all that, and I honestly, I may start, looking. I may start looking at the content, and I try to keep in touch on social media to see what people have to say, because I'm a political junkie, and I kind of enjoy hearing people's take, whether I am in full agreement with it, or diss it, or what, or indifferent toward it. And anyway, I just watched the thing, just they discuss Medicare for all. They discuss the free speech, and they discuss these issues, and hammering out the details and all. So, just kind of like, if you ever get a chance, I may just leave a link below if you want to watch the debate between Shoe0nHead and Karlyn Borysenko. But as I said, just my take on this. I've been wanting to discuss it, and as I said, I don't think that Karlyn is necessarily going down the path of Dave Rubin Temple or Ariel Scarcella. At least I hope not. But as I said, if she does, that's on her. That's what she can do. I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those that if you disagree with me, that I'm going to sit there and just shit on you. The only time I'm ever uncivil with people is when when they get personal with me, then I can be an asshole. But for me, I don't like to sit there and just start attacking somebody and creating a straw man out of them. So that's pretty much what I have to say about that. If you like what you heard, press like. If you hate it, press dislike. Comment either way. Share this commentary. And it's my duty to say, it's a free speech absolutist, that you have a platform, utilize it because we're muckrakers of our time. And let's just reiterate and let you know to like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe, 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 subscribe. Emphasizing to subscribe. And until next time, peace. And Bernie Sanders for president in the year 2024. And no, I wasn't kidding when I said it.